Hey, you are tuned in to the Lick Show, and we have a great discussion today. You already know it is Wine and Women Wednesday. So today we're going to talk about a couple agrees no more kids. He asked her to get her tubes tied. She asked him to get a vasectomy. Who should get fixed? We'll be right back. Lick Show hits 92.3. You are now tuned in to Hits 92.3, where we take great pride in personal expression of one's feelings, thoughts, or ideals. What you're getting ready to hear on this show are the opinions of the hosts and their guests, and they do not reflect the opinions of Hits 92.3 radio station, the brand, management, staff, their respective advertisers, parent companies, or affiliates. Now stay tuned as this show begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ashley, hey girl.
Hey girl.
How you been?
I've been good.
You been good. I went on a little vacay. I got me a little tan.
I saw.
I'm excited to be back. When I say I like cruises, let me first say that that's my disclaimer. Cruises are cool. Only thing with that is I learned that my attention span is very, very short. I get bored easily.
Really?
Yes. So I usually do Carnival. We did Margaritaville. Margaritaville didn't really have much to offer. On top of that, the hosts were boring.
Girl, I saw you doing line dance. I said, is she teaching a line
Yes,
dance on the cruise?
I was. That's what I was there for.
Oh, really?
So shout out to Bosties. They have a Facebook group. She also has Boss Babe Awards. And they hired me to come out and I had to host dinner on Friday night. So me and a lady named Cherie on Friday night we hosted dinner where we talked about being content creators, how to build your brand, how to get more followers, how to engage with like other content creators and collaborators and all that stuff. So that was fun on Friday night. Saturday in the daytime, I had to teach a line dance class. And then in the evening, I had to host a battle of the sexes. So I had fun. Those things were fun on the cruise for me. Of course, karaoke is always fun. You know, I did
Always.
karaoke.
And you probably, they probably didn't want to sing after you did karaoke. I
There,
wouldn't sing behind KELZ.
there was this white couple that was like, they had to be like in their 60s, late 60s. When I say they look like they've been having fun together for like 30, 40 years, they were so in sync with each other and they can both sing.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, they were
That's
so cool. I
cute.
didn't get to record them, but yeah, they were like they do cruises all the time. They travel all the time. They're both retired. They're hardly ever at home. So when the kids want to go somewhere, that's pretty much when they sit still. Is they take the grandkids while their kids go and do what they got to do. But they were so fun. And you could tell they just like being around black people
I'm done. You know, we
because
get,
they was like recording everything. Like all the people that was rapping, other people would have been like, "Oh my gosh, the lady just cheesing." I was like, "Oh yeah, they just glad to be in the presence of black folks.
yeah, they just like us.
They just like us." Um, so that was my weekend. What you do?
What did I do? So this weekend, I kind of rested. I went out Friday with some friends because all of my kids decided to come back home early. They weren't
Okay,
supposed to come back until like the middle of July. They all wanted to come back early, so
they don't be playing.
they don't. So we went and picked up the twins. We met them in New York on Monday. So we did a day trip to New York
Okay.
and spent time in the city. Went to eat. Did a little shopping. Got them. Then came right on back home. And now I'm back in full mommy mode. Yesterday I was
Full
running
mommy
around
mode.
and getting ready for football. And I'm like, Lord have mercy, is back.
So I would leave that to be the segue of our conversation. And I was going to talk about something else, but I'll wait towards the end to talk about that. But that was like a perfect segue, like you being back into mommy mode.
I know. That's why I was like, dang, she gonna ask me this now and it's going right in with the topic. But I'm
Yes.
like, oh my God, we're back into mommy mode.
Back
So me and
into
the
mommy
twins,
mode.
me, him, and the twins got back on Monday.
Hmm.
And then my two bonus daughters got here this morning at like 4:45.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I've been up since 4:45 in
Man,
mommy mode because they still not sleep. They at home up
wide awake.
wide awake.
Okay, one thing what you just said about being up since 4, they just got in. What the heck was going on with the airport over the weekend?
It was the what? Because like, let me tell you. So Monday, when we were leaving New York, we were supposed to leave New York at 9:30 p.m.
Mhm.
We did not. We boarded at 10. As we was about to taxi, they stopped us because the weather coming down the East Coast was bad, like our route. So they was like, okay, we're gonna give it like 30 minutes. We're like, okay. 30 minutes came and they was like, okay, we're still grounded. So we're gonna try to find a new route. They didn't find a new route until 1:22 in the morning. So
Oh,
I got back home Tuesday morning at 3:30 a.m. Didn't get home until 4:45 because I live on
oh.
the outskirts. And I had to be up at 7 o'clock. So I had to
See.
be up at 7, be at work at 9.
Oh,
And then
damn.
I came home last night at about 8. And then I had to get back up at 4:45 this morning because my two girls came in.
Goodness. And
So
I'm
I was a walking zombie yesterday.
and that was me on Monday too, but the difference is I had no clue what I was walking into. So Monday, our flight was supposed to be at 11:30 a.m. So we get to the airport at 10 from Florida,
Mhm.
and the flight gets canceled. So the next one isn't until 1, and we just take that to Chicago.
Okay.
So we fly out to Chicago. Flights get canceled there to come here. We didn't get on the plane until 8:30 that night, Monday
Whoa.
night. We get on the plane at 8:30, but that's not all. The pilots timed out. So the pilots had to get off the plane, and we had to wait an hour and a half for two more pilots to come from another state to fly us to Atlanta. So we sat on the plane for an hour and a half. We finally get to Atlanta, and that's not it. All of the airlines, Frontier,
Everybody.
Southwest, everybody's luggage was on one carousel. So
Mhm.
that took an hour and a half for us to even get our luggage to even go to the Uber to leave.
Yeah.
So I was at the airport till 2.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like I was at the airport. I was like, okay. And it's like me and my kids had already been traveling all day because they came from Guyana. Their uncle brought them up when he
Okay.
was coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So they had morning a 5 hour flight from Guyana to New York.
Mm.
And then I was like, oh my God, my poor
Sheesh.
kids.
I hate long. So I'm like, I'm cool with traveling, but I'm also cool on traveling right
Listen,
now.
and that's the thing. I still love to travel. I'm still ready to like my
Oh,
kids already
child.
all the kids talking about so where we going. So now I have to plan something in the next
Oh,
couple of
yeah. I'm again. I gotta work. So God is teaching me I need more patience because my patience, Lord. I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good for the rest of the summer on traveling.
No, you need to travel. Like,
Because being
that's
at the
my
airport
favorite.
from what time? From 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. Oh
Mhm.
my gosh. I was like, I'm so good on that. Let me see what amazing things I can find in Atlanta to do where I don't have to get on the plane and go anywhere. But I didn't have a clue what was going on back here. So now that I know, okay, it makes a little more sense. It won't be like that all the time.
No, no, no. It was really it was the weather.
It was the
The
weather.
weather.
Yeah.
Because it was like bad weather and raining. Because like even when we took off,
Mm-hmm.
like our first 30 minutes was rough.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
Lord have mercy.
All right, so the kids just got in. So,
Mm.
speaking of children, let's get into this topic of the day. A couple decides they don't want any more kids, none whatsoever. We just gonna live the rest of our life traveling, doing what we want to do, and wait for the grandkids to come and take care of them or help with them. Wife wants the husband to get a vasectomy. Husband wants wife to get her tubes tied. Which one should get fixed? Would you get? But it's kind of hard to ask because you want. So let's say
I know.
y'all have the
I
kids,
mean, I can speak on it because originally I didn't. I've not
right?
always wanted more children.
So you get
Um,
remarried and y'all decide. Let's just say in y'all situation now, y'all end up having. Let's say y'all have two more kids.
we both gonna have to get fixed.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna. And I mean, I say this with all we both gonna have to get fixed because at the end of the day, God forbid something happen. No, because like what happened if something happens, I might be in this moment saying no to children because I've said no, you know what I'm saying, like before,
Yeah.
and
And now you
now
want
I
them.
want them, because of
Mhm.
who my partner is.
Yeah.
So we would both have to get fixed
You both have
because
to.
you're not gonna have me out there in the world and I can't reproduce, or I have to go back under the knife and do all of that, we gonna have the same issue with this next relationship.
Can a man? No, I feel you. Can a man reverse?
Yeah,
Okay, I never knew. I
they
was
can
like, I
reverse.
know a woman can. A
Uh-uh.
woman cannot. Oh, that makes it. See, now that's
Yeah,
different.
that's what I'm saying. Like, no, so
See,
we
I
have to.
would say he would have to. When I just heard that, so if a man can reverse and a woman can't, I would say he would have to get fixed because I can't take that back later
Yeah, it's
on.
like that's a lot.
You feel completely
What you
different.
feel like,
Well, of course you
Sunshine?
feel completely different.
Here she
Come
go,
on,
y'all. She getting
sunshine.
on. She getting on hot mic.
No, I feel different only because if you feel a certain way, it is your responsibility to take care of your body.
Hmm.
So if I don't want kids, it don't matter who I'm with. I don't want kids.
Mhm.
Like the thought of, oh, well, if I get with somebody else later, then I might want kids. That's exactly why we can't get our tubes tied when we want to, because the doctors be trying to impress this whole notion of your man gonna disappear one day and you gonna get with another man and you gonna want to give him babies. No, when I get to the point where I don't want kids, that is my choice. So I'm going to make that decision with my body. If you don't want kids, make sure that you are not subject to having kids. I don't know. I'm not thinking about the future. I'm thinking about right now in
I
my
gotta think
body.
about the
So
future.
before 3 years ago, I was that way. So I literally was in this mindset like I don't want children. I even spoke to my doctor about getting my tubes tied.
Mhm.
Like went through, like the motions, all of because I mean my doctor wanted me to go see a counselor and everything before this was something that I did.
Mm.
But at that point I was still gun ho, like because this is not what I want or whatever, but it was because of that experience. And then I later, got with someone and my whole mindset, like after being with them for some time and, like going through certain things, my whole mindset changed to like I'm open to it. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I wouldn't want to do anything to my body that's permanent or whatever. There's other options, because like I mean, my children are about to be 13, and I haven't been pregnant in 13 years because I've been on the IUD consistently. Like I
Mhm.
don't play. I don't play. I keep my,
Mhm.
like my appointments and
Mhm.
everything. So if you don't want children, there are ways around getting your tubes tied
Mhm.
that it can happen so that you aren't doing something that's permanent. So
Mhm.
like to me, if a vasectomy is something that is not permanent, it's temporary because it can be reversed, then you can go in and you can get, like use birth control so that you can, kind of like stabilize that.
Hmm.
But I'm never going to do something to my body that I feel like I'm going to regret in the future,
That makes a whole lot of sense.
regardless of what it is.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to ask you to do something to your body for my body.
I'm
Right.
not doing that
like
either.
Right.
right, like when it came down to it, I was literally told I don't fix my dogs. I'm not gonna fix myself. And that was that's his
That's his
opinion.
decision.
That's
Yeah.
That's
his
his
Yeah.
decision. But guess what? I don't want kids.
Mhm.
And birth control is only but so far.
Yeah.
And
I had my first one
honestly,
on birth control.
yeah.
What type though?
It was the pills.
So that's the thing. So I've gotten pregnant on the pill. So I knew that for me, I knew the pill was not something, that would work for me.
Right.
So
Same.
I actually talked with my OB and we kind of worked it out and we went with something that was a little like it worked for me. It's been working.
Mhm.
I mean, I've had it since my kids were 3 months old. Of course with the change, you have to change it out,
Right.
periodically,
Right.
but and it's worked. I haven't been
That's what
pregnant
I
since the
want
twins were
now.
I haven't been pregnant since with the twins.
Okay.
I
And
done had all of them.
I didn't have, and then even like recently when I went to the doctor to have it changed because it was time for like a new one or whatever, I spoke with my doctor because eventually within like the next year or two, I do plan on having another kid. So I had to, speak on that. Like, hey, what is it going to look like with me being 40 years old,
Hmm.
been on birth control for this amount of time, and like how is that going to work? But my testing came back bad. I can still produce kids, child.
Yeah.
Period.
They
I
coming real. Coming in hot.
I've been on
What
birth
about
control
freezing?
since before I was sexually active. I had one of those parents who was like, no, you're going to be on birth control regardless. And so I've been on everything. It's the only thing I haven't done is the IUD.
I love
But
it. That's my
I've been
best
on
friend.
the implant in your arm.
Oh, I
I've
don't
been
want
on
that.
2 different kinds of those. I've been on the Depo-Provera shot. I've been through the pills. At this point, this the last one.
So this
Ain't
my
nothing else
thing.
left. I'm
So
gonna do
my
this
thing,
one.
I got pregnant on the pill.
I gotta say
I got pregnant on the pill. So that definitely I was like a negative. Then I saw how Depo was making people my age gain so much weight.
yeah.
And I was just like, I can't do that because I would roll
That's
over.
the
and
only
I would
reason I
roll
didn't
over.
want it.
Like I would
I was like, oh,
I
that's getting
would
fat.
I'll be running behind the car, like running in front of a car, like drive. But but when I got on, my doctor was like, let's try the IUD. And when I got on IUD, it like works. So I don't have, like the hormonal problems that a lot of people have. So I just had to get what worked for me. And it's been working.
I think I want the IUD now. I'm on
You should- you
pull
should
out and hope.
So I'm just gonna
That's
say
what
this,
birth
and
control
we'll
is
talk about that more off air, like with that, like because it do be like because that pull out and hope is child. But me either.
Shit.
Like,
I can't have
cannot-
comfort. I am so worried while having sex that
And
I
I need to
can't
be-
I can't
Mhm.
relax. It's
and I'm
like,
just, like,
and I'm
I'm
fertile.
so relaxed.
and I'm
I'm
very
so
murder.
fertile.
Me
I'm
too,
talking about
even.
both of my kids. All I was off my birth control
Mhm.
was for 3 days, and I was pregnant.
And
The
that's what
very
I'm saying.
next time
Yeah.
we had
And yeah, that's
sex,
why- 'cause,
I
like,
can't do that.
We even talked about I even talked because you said something about freezing eggs. I did talk to my doctor about that. He told me it's not something that I would have to do right now. But
Okay.
he gave me a time frame, so if I don't decide to have kids from that time, I will go about.
Then, oh, that's good that he gives you a time frame, so
Yeah.
you get the option of when you want to do that.
Well,
Because I
I
hear
have-
that's like really expensive, but I
Yeah.
think it's worth it.
He was like, so we talked about it, but I have 2 OBs and they're very honest, like they're
Good.
very we talk like they've been my OBs since I was an adult, so we talk. Ladies, do your men know your cycle? As a man, knowing your lady's cycle is truly important for so many reasons.
Yep.
Mine does.
Yep.
Mine know my body pretty much better than I do. I ain't gonna even hold you.
Yep.
My body.
Yes.
But
But it's so funny now. I'm glad we have Wine and Women Wednesdays, so we talk about just these kind of things.
anything.
But I am literally I don't even know the right pronunciation of it. Perimenopause. Perimenopause. I'm literally in that, and my doctor keeps telling me I'm not. Like, girl, you don't know what you're talking about. But my cycle comes like twice a month now. It comes way more frequent than it used to. And I used to be on for 7 days. Now I'm on for like 3 or 4 days. But it's
Girl.
more frequent than it used to be.
Girl, go get your IUD.
Y'all both have you. How old is your bonus daughters?
My bonus daughter?
Yeah.
11.
Do they have their
and
cycles
6.
yet?
11 and 6.
Well,
Mhm.
not the 6-year-old, but
The
does the
11.
11-year-old? Okay. Did your daughter's cycles affect y'all cycles?
We're on at the same time.
Well, I have an IUD. I don't have a cycle unless I'm stressed. If I'm stressed, if I'm stressed, that's the only time that I have a cycle.
I did not know you didn't have. I'm gonna go get one
doesn't-
tomorrow.
That's why I said get one. It doesn't impact everyone the same, but for me, like unless I'm stressed, I don't have one. And that's
Do
how
you have copper or plastic
what
IUD?
I have the Mirena.
That didn't answer the
It's
question.
copper.
It's copper.
Copper. Okay. Okay.
But now I'm gonna tell you the downside.
Yes, please do.
Because I love it, but there is a downside. When you first get it, you do have a cycle off and on for like the month or
Okay.
whatever. It's gonna be very random. And this was for me. Then also with it being copper, they don't cut it too short, because if they cut it too short, then it's gonna be hard to take out when it's time to take out. You might have to have it surgically removed.
Ooh.
But your partner is gonna feel it until that copper softens.
Okay. I mean, that's their
So,
problem.
It's not really a problem, because if you know your body and that's why what he said, your partner knowing your body,
Yeah.
really works, because they're gonna know exactly where it is. They just have to use the other side.
Gotcha. They got a hook. They ain't gotta worry
They
about
got
it.
a hook to the other side. It's okay.
If you got a hook, you ain't gotta worry about it.
Yeah. You just have to hook it to the left side.
He leaned to the left.
But I ain't gonna hold you. I actually love mine. Like it's
My
worked
homegirl
for
does
me.
too.
I'm on what is it? I'm on my 3rd one.
She just got hers replaced.
I just got to, because everybody was like, "You want kids? Why you got to replace?" Them? I'm like, I still replace it because it's still time.
Right.
Mhm.
So I keep up with my body maintenance of all
Mhm.
aspects. So, but he was like, you could pull it out at any time.
Okay, so for we know Big Red is listening, but for any other men that are listening, I have a question for you women. How do you feel about male birth control? So I've been screaming this for years. Like it's a whole lot easier to take the bullets out of the gun than it is to put on a damn vest. So why not make it so that men have like a lower sperm count, the same way we take pills or whatever? A man can take a pill, it'll lower his sperm count. There are different trials and clinical trials where they have been testing it. France has some different ones, but men are so on this idea of I'm not going to take birth control. How do you women feel about it? Like how would you feel if your man was like, "Oh no, don't worry about it, baby. I'm on birth control." And he takes a pill every month to lower his sperm count. Would you trust that? Would you want a man on birth control?
No.
So I just so
Kels
wait.
look like she itching.
So
I don't trust
so
it.
that's a two-headed sword because
everybody want me pregnant, baby.
That's what I was about to say because like I've never been with a man who didn't want to have children with
Yeah.
me, ever. So with that being said, I don't know if I would trust you. I don't know if I would trust you with that. Like, and then especially with now, I don't want your sperm count low because I
Yeah.
don't need my man's sperm count low because
I don't know how that affects me, but I just don't want
like,
that.
But the reason I say that, but for like me, I don't want it because like now we want kids. So like,
Okay, that makes sense.
If he was on birth control and his sperm count was low, and let's say we did like in vitro or like I got a surrogate or something, I still want your sperm. I don't want to use anyone else's sperm.
It'd be just like regular birth control. If he stopped taking the pills,
It go back up.
then it go back up.
Oh.
Just
Are
like
we sure?
You said right? Are we sure?
It's control for that moment. It's not
Okay,
control
same as for women.
a lifetime. It's like for a women, just
I
how
don't
it
know.
slows down our ovulation or it stops an egg from from releasing or whatever. In the man, in the trials or whatever,
It's still a no.
It's still a no for
I
me.
want all your bullets. Just shoot them up.
Just
at me.
yeah,
Boom.
just yeah.
Bullet after bullet. Boom, boom, boom.
Or put it on the stomach.
You know how they got the extendo clip.
I need to see where it's going.
Because the extendo clip just keeps shooting.
Yeah, I need to know it's coming out.
I hope my mama don't watch today's
Come
episode.
out.
I'm editing the hell out of this episode. I hope my mama don't watch today's episode, especially when you talk about. She be watching now.
Oh my God. So it was, first of all, let me say this tan is tanning. I'm just
tanning.
loving it.
It's tanning. Y'all, the studio done got real hot real quick. Like I don't even understand
hot
why
too.
we're hot.
I'm hot right now
I
too.
should have worn a tank top today.
She said, "I want all the bullets."
I do want all
I
the
mean,
bullets.
and I want to see them.
I want to see the bullet.
extendo clip.
Let me see the bullet.
Make sure you edit that because I want the extendo clip. I want it all.
Wine and Women Wednesday is in full effect, guys.
My mama told me to stop sitting online with my wine. She said, she was like, 1 week you just took the whole cup, you guzzled it. I said, Mama, I never guzzled
A lady
glass.
sips.
A lady sips. I sipped very pretty. I don't even drink out the big cup.
I'm breathing so hard right
This
now.
was to me, y'all. This was to
I
me.
was talking to Kelz.
I like everything big.
Again.
Okay.
This is what happens when she leaves me and then we come back in the studio and we are. It's
Girl,
like a
you did that last week.
You had me. I was like, I can't believe she left me.
And you did the damn thing. Okay,
Right.
what did Big Red say?
You go ahead and read because Big Red was on one last
Sunshine,
week.
lowering a man's sperm count has too many consequences. It lowers testosterone levels, which for men is major problems, especially nowadays.
See, that's what I
That's
was
one word
thinking
I
about.
cannot say. Yeah. I
Big
cannot say that
red
word.
leads. See, that's what I was talking about. That's why I'm like, no, because it's like, what are the studies saying? I don't want my man testosterone levels low. I don't want his sperm count low. Like Kel said, just show it to me.
I need to see him. He said, "Do you now, Kel?" Just from one.
Just one. The key word is man. MAN.
Man. Okay, so since we're speaking of vasectomies versus tubes tied, would you get in a relationship with a guy that has a vasectomy already?
Yes. Who, me?
I barely got the question out. She's like, yes,
Yes,
for
it's
sure.
reversible.
Because it's reversible. And he's like, the reason I got it done is because I hate kids.
Oh,
Yes.
I don't want
What?
any kids.
Yes.
What?
Look, let me tell you something. I'd rather be with a man who's because that shows responsibility.
That shows
You know what I'm
responsibility.
saying? I'd rather be with a man who is responsible enough to say, listen, this is not something that I want to do. I don't want to have no accidents. I don't want to have no baby mamas. I don't want to have no drama in my life. And I'm going to do something to be proactive about it and not reactive. That shows a man who has forethought and who is responsible with himself. Hell yeah, he could get it all day and all night.
All day.
Because guess what? I can't get pregnant.
And he can shoot it wherever he wants to shoot it
now
at that
all
point.
we got to worry about is diseases. We ain't got
Now,
to worry about kids
that
no
part.
more. Now we just, if you clean and I can't get pregnant, knock it down, shout it.
Now that just made me think of. So I asked this question
Y'all, do we
online.
have
and
another fan.
right. I asked this question online and I asked it in a few groups. And this one girl had a point to her point, not to mine, because I wouldn't go that far with somebody I don't trust ever again. Right. She was like, she would rather get her tubes tied and not let her man get a vasectomy because then he'd just be out shooting the club up
Oh,
everywhere.
see, no, I wouldn't.
I'm like,
trust
well,
him.
then why be with him if you don't trust him in
Yeah.
that way to where you won't even allow him to not have kids in case he can not have kids
Yeah, 'cause-
out and about.
Yeah.
That sounds ass backwards. So I'm okay with you getting other people pregnant, but I'm not okay with you.
She
I'm
sees
okay.
that as
What?
a
I don't even know how to put
she
this.
sees that as an excuse to go cheat because you can't get somebody pregnant.
Yeah,
Girl,
but
me and Chitty
now,
can get pregnant. You see how these people got all these kids outside?
Exactly.
but
So she
now
was like,
you
"No,
have an
that's just
excuse
giving him
to have
another level
sex,
of."
and you gonna end up with STDs
Mm-hmm.
because you having sex with this man without condoms
So you
because
gonna be stinking?
right, but you having sex with him without condoms because you can't get pregnant. You don't know if he out there having sex with other people
Exactly.
without condoms.
Of course he is, because he can't get them pregnant, so
Right.
he's definitely not gonna wear a
like
condom.
you not thinking right, man.
Yeah, so I was just like, I didn't even respond to that because that was something I literally didn't want to
Yeah,
get
I'm
in the
not
middle
trying to
of.
argue with nobody online about this. I'm trying to pick and choose my argument. I'm sick of arguing with people about these topics we have on
Yes.
on hits.
So I was like, I'm just gonna let her have her opinion and let everybody else was going at her. So I just let them do what they do. Now I don't even respond to them. I just post the question and let it do what it do. But yeah, back to the IUD. I think I want one now. I have not been on any birth control in
Girl, get your IUD. It's
like
my
10
best friend.
years.
The
I
IUD
literally
is
I don't
my
do
best
birth control
friend.
pills. I don't do IUDs. I've never did a depot. I don't do any of that. I just be on
Go get you.
hope
go
and a
get your
prayer and
IUDs.
condoms.
It's my best friend.
It's your best friend.
Best friend, child. So, you know.
IUD it is, ladies. My homegirl has it too, and she was. I just learned that too, that you don't have a cycle. So that was new to me too.
And I know some people who have a very like they spot. They
Yeah,
don't have like a full blown, but if the only way I do is if I'm
changing it out or stressed.
yeah.
Yeah, because she just changed hers out, and she was saying that that's when I learned that she was like, yeah, I'm
And
spotting.
you
I was like,
have-
what do
yeah,
you mean you
have,
spotting?
like cramps when you change it out, but girl, I take them cramps to change, baby.
Do you feel it at all? Is
Feel
my
what?
question.
No.
The IUD. Okay.
Like
So you said the guy feels it when you first get
That's
it.
what I was saying. When you first get it, that's what he feel like because he had to tell me what it feel like. It's like a
Gotcha.
little prick, yeah.
Okay.
But they
I'm
have
like
to,
he hitting the
that's why
wall.
you have to that's why you have to know your woman so you can know
Yeah.
like, where to move. Because if you
Okay.
know, like when you hit it, you know where it's at, so you can just
Gotcha.
like stroke it to
Yes.
stroke it.
Yes.
You gotta be
What you do,
acrobat.
girl? What you
gotta
do?
stroke it to acrobat. She gonna make me a meme. I just know this.
What you do? What you do? What you gotta do, friend? Do it again.
You gotta
Rick,
stroke it. You gotta
stroke it.
Stroke it.
Oh.
Stroke it.
Oh. And on my double about to say, get it, friend.
Oh, today.
I love my
Oh, we couldn't up today. I missed y'all. KELZ just left us. She left
I
me.
missed y'all too. Rick said the best birth control is abstinence. But why does man put a laughing face after it? So he don't even
I'm not about to be
he ain't even
abstinent.
fit all
I ain't
that.
gonna even hold you. I'm not because
Wait,
I'm not
wait.
What's
so,
the longest?
So in marriage, so the
Go
best
ahead.
birth control is abstinence. So when they married, they supposed to be
Well,
abstinent.
you're not supposed to deny your spouse.
Period. Just take it. I
But
mean,
basically what he's saying, right. But basically what he's saying is
It don't
if
make
you're
sense.
not having sex to procreate, you're not supposed to have sex. And my thing is if you married, what are the married people
yeah,
supposed to do?
what the married people supposed to do?
Not have sex?
Because if we married, we ain't using nothing but a hope and a prayer. I want to feel all
I'm
of
saying
it.
I'll be the first one to tell you you can't get pregnant from swallowing. So
Oh, Child. Let me swallow this wine.
My mama just told me to stop gulping on the line.
I had to gulp that one. And then you heard it go down.
I did. Y'all, what is going on today?
We missed each other.
We did.
Wine and Women Wednesday. Look, if y'all are just tuned in, y'all need to go over to YouTube to the Hits 92.3 YouTube channel if you want to see us in studio where you see both of us. So I know y'all are watching on individual lives and you're listening on the website. If you want to see us in studio, all you got to do is go over to YouTube, Hits 92.3, click on it, and you will see us live in studio, The L.I.C.K Show. He said married people get the least sex of all.
I don't
And
know.
that's why they have the
no.
highest divorce rates.
Pause. Because I'm just gonna say this. I was married and with my significant other for 13 years, and baby, we got sit down. We didn't have a problem with that. I didn't have a problem with that. So I think it depends on your.
It depends on your
significant
partner,
other.
and if you like it or not.
Yeah, like
I gotta like it. I don't care if we married or not. If I don't like it,
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna marry you if I don't.
Well, it can change. Okay, Big Red said, we are talking about hopefully responsible adults. If I'm sleeping with a woman and it's with the one woman, I'm blessing that woman every occasion with no STD and no drama.
That's
Period.
See, Big Red Leaves. That's what we're talking about right there. Clock that. Okay,
Yes,
responsible adults.
responsible adults.
That was the phrase.
He
Responsible.
said, I'm gonna
adults.
bless her
Please bless.
with every occasion. Go ahead, Big Red. he on it. That's what I'm talking about. Just and speaking of all of this, exactly what he said, be careful with the person that you're with. Like if you know you're not going to be a responsible person, if you know you're not going to be monogamous with that person, wear a condom, please. Like don't subject the other person to your mischievousness. Yeah.
Y'all is nasty because I'm telling you right now, I had an adult tell me, we adults, ain't no adults out here using condoms. And if you feel like that makes you an adult not to use a condom, you are nasty. Y'all need to start asking, instead of asking favorite colors, start asking for my chart results.
Period. So
Okay.
it was a guy that I was with.
Because like when we first got together, the funny line for me was I was like, I'm clean. What about you? Baby,
because I went to the doctor.
I don't play those games. I go to my doctor, baby. I told you we best friends.
My ex-fiance, the very first time we had sex, this man tried to stick it in with no condom and was shocked that I was like, wait a minute. He thought I was childish. He was like, he said exactly what he like. I gotta make sure that ain't him. That ain't him that said that, is it? Or somebody else.
That's what makes it great. A lot of people think like
so
this.
Look, so we had this whole
Atlanta is a top 5 HIV.
Exactly.
Paperwork is on deck. This a doctor.
Exactly.
My homegirl, she a doctor.
So we had this whole conversation, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll go ahead and get one." But he was like, these are conversations that people usually have prior to getting to this point. I said, wearing condoms is a conversation. So I kind of was like, I don't know if I want to deal with him in that kind of way.
I don't know, that means
I asked, look, he said, ask your homegirls if a guy ever puts one on first, unless she tells him to put one on. I asked a couple of my homegirls, and they was like, to come to think about it, no, they didn't use condoms to start with.
You let them?
They let him.
And you let him?
They let him.
Oh,
so I had to go back to him like, oh shit. Yes. I had to say, dang, you was right. He was like, because he was swearing, he didn't even trip. He was like, I mean, if you want one, but he was like, that ain't a thing no more. He was like, ask any of your homegirls. He was so sure of himself. And I was like, boy.
When y'all say the dating pool has piss in it, that's what I be thinking y'all mean.
No, it actually got shit in it.
That's what I think y'all mean.
Because
that's nasty.
Because when
that's
when feces connect with your vagina, that's terrible. You know what I'm saying? Because nowadays people pissing on each other, so we can't even say it got piss in it. It has feces in it. That's what the dating pool has.
This is ridiculous.
Because that's disgusting.
Because there's no way. Have y'all no, I'm done.
I'm over it.
Rick said at some point there should be a conversation about it. I mean, literally, you have to have a conversation about it these days.
The conversation is about taking it off, not putting it on. Putting it on is the default.
Thank you, Sunshine. So the conversation is about, okay, we're gonna not utilize this. Like, what do those steps look like? There should not have to be a conversation on you using protection with someone when you first start having encounters. That's not a conversation.
Y'all remember back in the
Well,
Somebody
day?
now you
said,
know
I
in
had a
2025 you have
patient
to.
who was in a relationship with a dude, had HIV and was getting sick, and he never would tell her what was up.
Oh.
Kept going to the hospital, and they diagnosed her with HIV. He denied it, but he had a list of women he had given it to. See, that's some bull. And
And you should go
wonder
straight to
why.
the district
Oh.
attorney's
And
office
I would press.
and put his name in and put his name on paperwork.
Yes.
Because
that
he
Because
should go
isn't
to
it
correct.
illegal
jail.
not to tell somebody?
Yes.
It is illegal. If you knowingly have it and you
Yeah.
are having unprotected sex and you are not disclosing,
That's killer.
that is
Literally.
attempted murder.
That is.
It is.
See,
Wow.
that's why again, the conversation should not be if we're using protection. The conversation should be when we decide that we're going to take the step to not utilize it. And then
Mhm.
at that point, we need to make sure that everyone is safe. And then I feel like when you taking those particular steps, going to your doctor once a year is not okay.
Mm-mm.
Definitely.
It's not okay because
If you having
just never
unprotected sex
know.
like that with a whole bunch of people, you shouldn't be going to your doctor once a year anyway. You should be going every 3 months.
Yes.
But I don't think people
I
are
know
just seeing
somebody that literally goes every couple of months.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you
don't
should.
play that.
And he
Pay
be
that
like, he don't
extra.
play.
I don't play. When
He
it
be
comes to
like,
my
he don't
doctor, I don't
play.
play. My doctor be thinking I'm crazy. Like
It's me. I'm
no.
back again.
Like because what?
Okay, so he said if he's in a relationship with somebody for a minute, he shouldn't have to use condoms.
What's a
That's
minute?
fine. But
And so
have
the
a
question that's the
conversation.
question he said. So the question is how long do we have to use protection
So I feel
before
like
you can take it off?
it's everyone's personal preference, right? Because if you're open and honest with that person, I'm not saying you have to use protection with them, because if
Mhm.
before you decide to make that step with that particular person, you guys are open and honest with each other about your health
Mhm.
and what your charts look like, then that's fine. That's
Yeah.
on you.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is don't be irresponsible and be out here just
You met somebody in the club
you
and
met
you
somebody in the
busting them
club
down.
and you bust them down at night and you don't know what's going on between their legs because you don't want to be on fire. Like, or
Exactly.
you don't want to be on a death sentence.
And in my body, I'll even go a step further. I can't even change laundry detergent like that.
No.
I would get a yeast infection
No.
like that. Like my body is so sensitive. So you literally like whoever you would cheat on me with would have to be super clean or my body is going to tell it.
So she
I
said it's a fine line with the law. Your status is protected health information, but they also try to say you have to protect yourself. So that's why I feel like it's up to
Oh,
the
that's
it's,
scary.
that's scary. And it's coming from a doctor. So I mean that's scary, but that's why it's important to be open and honest with your partner. Like show your chart. But if you don't feel comfortable showing me your chart, then I don't feel comfortable giving you my body even with a condom.
Yeah.
So when I was back out there, right? I was one of those girls who would have condoms. Like you don't have to ask me or tell me you got to go get a condom. If you don't have some, I have a condom. And I had a guy tell me one time that kind of makes me feel like you're a whore
Shit.
because
So-
you have condoms. And I said, that's fine. We don't have to have sex.
But you know,
Like we don't have to do it. But one thing about me is regardless,
you're gonna protect yourself.
I'm
Yeah,
that
we're gonna be protected.
I'm
But you
regardless.
know
going
what?
to
I have
protect
a friend.
myself.
I have a friend who's allergic to all condoms except for one specific kind. But you can't just walk into any store and get it. So she keeps it,
Mhm.
so that she can, so she can keep herself safe. So I feel
Mhm.
like you have to be, you're responsible for your own body.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because unless somebody takes it from you,
Mhm.
you're a willing participant.
You're a
You
willing
know what I'm
participant.
saying?
Exactly.
And just in case you out there and don't know, because we got so many young people who just are listening to anything and don't know the truth. Sweetheart, if you put your mouth on it, it's the same thing. Okay?
Thank you.
No, I'm for
No,
real
no,
though.
I know you for real.
Because
But it's
guys
kids
tell-
don't
yeah,
know
but
that.
you don't
know
They
that.
realize it.
They're like,
If you
no, I'm
put your-
still a virgin, but I've
No,
had
you-
oral. Okay.
Okay,
Same
but
difference.
if he had herpes and you put your mouth on
Now
it,
you
that
bumpy.
cold sore that you keep having on your mouth, guess what that is? It's not herpes simplex 2, it's herpes simplex 1 or whatever the doctor on here, so I know she know the right ones. But
She probably gonna comment in a minute.
yeah, tell me the right ones. But you know what I'm saying? Like y'all out here just doing whatever, you putting your mouth wherever, you doing whatever, and it's like there are so many things people are dirty. There are so many things that are communicable, that are asymptomatic, that you can't just look at a person and know that they are
Right.
dirty. The
You
dumbest
can't
thing I
tell
ever had
sometimes.
somebody tell me within the last 6 months, this little stupid ass girl, and I'm saying it like that on purpose because what she said was so asinine to me. She was like, as long as you date high number or high ranking people, you don't have to worry about STDs. And
Oh
I was like,
gosh.
explain what you mean to me. She said, okay, so if I only date 8, 9s, and 10s, I don't have to worry about getting an STD.
Girl,
So
go
I
to
asked
bed.
her, if he's an 8 to you, but he's a 5 to me, does that still count? And she looking at me with the blank face, and I'm like, but better yet, if everybody think that he's an 8 or a 9, so they're having sex with him unprotected, doesn't that make him more of a
A
risk?
4.
And she right, and she's looking at me like I'm the crazy one, and I'm like, you the one who
That
got your
sounded
coochie
stupid.
out here raw.
That was stupid.
So she said
Lady,
simplex
that was
1 is
stupid.
airborne, cold sores on the lips. Simplex
Oh.
2 is genital, but they can spread just like you said.
And don't let people kiss your damn babies.
She said
That
Charlie
part.
Sheen was famous as hell with HIV. Okay.
Exactly, and had a whole TV show about
And he-
busting down
And
bras
wait, and
every
he was,
day.
and he's considered a what because he's successful.
Right.
Okay.
Oh
So we got big
Lord.
red leads. Gone.
Go ahead. He said, if a lady and myself are feeling each other, we will have that conversation on the way to the clinic together. If the charts are clear, then we can go without condom. Oh, he said, we're going, baby, before
But
we
I
go
don't
there, we're
even-
going to the clinic.
But I don't even see a problem with that because like you're if you're not honest with nobody, you should be honest with your significant other.
Right.
When you're doing that, like release. mm-mm.
Rick said, was she 13? Clearly she was.
Mentally, though, yes, because that is the craziest thing I've heard. But to be honest with you, if a man did like something like what Big Reds is saying, that you get points. You get
Yeah.
points with me. That is a responsible person. Like
Mhm.
when women be talking about they want a leader, that's a
That's
leader.
a leader.
That's a
Okay,
oh,
big
oh,
red.
okay.
You want to be a leader?
Oh, okay.
That's a leader.
Okay.
Okay.
Come on, big red
What?
leading.
Sure. As soon as we get that,
But I got a
mic
question
in the
because you know
car.
how like back in the day they used to require that you have blood tests and stuff done before you get married. Is that still like a requirement?
Nope.
It's not. They just be
Nope.
walking in there. Oh,
Oh yeah, you
But
just
you know why they used
literally
to do
you
that,
sign
though,
the
right?
paperwork and pay your
To make
money.
sure y'all not siblings.
oh.
It was
They
to make
definitely
sure
need
there
to
was
do
no
that.
relations.
They still need to do that
They do.
because
A
if
lot
y'all
of
are both
don't
from
know
the
who your
same
daddy
state,
is.
right? No, you laughing, but that's real shit right there.
Well, I know who mine is. We look alike. I'm him with hair and lips now because I got injections.
So look, if y'all are just tuned in, we are talking about all things protection, pretty much.
Yes.
So the topic of the day is a couple decides they don't want to have any more kids. The wife asked the husband to get a vasectomy. The husband asked the wife to get her tubes tied. Which one of them should get fixed? And we're talking about all things that pertain to sex, pregnancy, STDs, death, apparently, and stupid folks. Somebody said it's funny because it's the point where women feel away when you pull out a condom. Wow.
Wait,
That's
really?
2025. I
guess
I
that's
can't
that
say I
20
disagree. I
I
can't.
guess that's
It's
2025.
It's the 2025. You literally have
I
to,
thank God I'm not in the
ladies,
dating pool.
men and women, have a conversation if you should wear condoms or not. As crazy as that sounds to us, that is a conversation clearly you need to have in 2025. Are we going to use protection or are we not going to use protection?
My homeboy said when he tried to wear a condom with girls, the things that they say is like, "What, you don't think I'm clean?" Like they take offense to it, and I think
And my
that
response would be like, I don't know, sir.
I don't give a
don't know, you're from
damn.
Adam.
Right.
Now he should get up if a woman say that.
Right, exactly. Because you about to get the package that keeps on giving.
Happy birthday. Every day, happy birthday. Blow out this candle. It's burning.
Oh, she said the test was done for MMR, measles, mumps, so that your kids didn't get sick when you were.
Okay.
Okay,
So it was
girl.
only in Alabama where they was checking for siblings. My bad.
He said he carries protection. Good. Good.
So
Now
wait.
let's talk about, because we breezed past that really, really fast when Sunshine said she pulled out protection. Is that really weird for men if a woman comes with protection?
I don't
We need some of these men to call in.
Yeah, because like for me, I don't think it's weird. What I feel like it is you being a responsible adult, and if
Yeah.
you never
That's
know.
what
But
I
it's
like to
when
We
we
me.
grew
used yours
up.
last night, sir, and you
But-
don't have another one.
But y'all also have to
Shit.
remember, we grew up during the time where the movies, the TV shows, everything showed them having a condom before they had sex. We grew up with Trojan Man commercials. We grew up with lifestyle commercials. We even, and I don't know about y'all, but at Pebblebrook, they had a big fish bowl that had colorful condoms in it and dental dams. We grew up during a time where safe sex and protection was pushed on us as propaganda.
It was all of the
differently.
commercials.
Right. These kids have never seen a Trojan Man commercial. We made those gold wrappers famous.
Because you know what? Now, what I'm noticing, I've been watching TV a lot lately, looking at this. What I'm noticing is I see a lot of birth control commercials. I see a lot of commercials, for like other diseases, but I do not see protection commercials. They always say if you have HIV, like they go through the list of what everything is, but it's never the commercial that tells you, hey, protect yourself before you get to the pregnancy or before you get to, like the STD or
because the group
HIV.
before us was the group that all had AIDS, right? They went through all of that, and so they pushed it on us really, really hard.
And we're the group with the children,
and we're the group with the kids. But look, we out here, we was doing Molly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We
Molly
got places like what's this called? Trapeze.
Oh girl.
You know what I'm saying? And all of our TV shows and everything is all about sex and having threesomes and everything else. So we were taught correctly, but then we turned our back on our teachings and we started teaching our children something else. And now we have all of these kids out here that are not only inundated with sexual images all day long and sexual music all day long, but on top of that they're not given any information. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I have,
and they don't know what to do.
Right in my head right now, I have a picture, or I know what cauliflower penis looks like, and that's it. You know what it looked like, right?
Yeah.
Because they showed
us that in
right in school.
I ain't gonna hold
let us know this ain't what you want.
I stayed a virgin. I stayed a virgin so long because of that. I was terrified.
Yeah.
But someone said, I got my tubes tied. My husband refused to get a vasectomy. I was pissed because you as a woman having major surgery, but a vasectomy only takes 15 minutes.
15. It's like 5 now. Dang.
This is very true.
And it's reversible. 5, 10, 15 minutes and reversible.
She said that condom lived in your wallet for 2 months. LOL. I had to have my own. Yeah, because I'm not.
This guy said if a woman has protection, she's out there for real.
I don't necessarily think that.
I don't think that at all.
That doesn't necessarily mean.
And if she's out there, at least she's protecting herself. Even if she is out there, she's protecting herself
and protecting you.
So thank God, because there's women who's out there and don't care about protecting themselves.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily think that that's true, because sometimes when you're in that moment, like you might not think that it's gonna go there, but if we're sitting at home, like if we had a date and we get into that moment. What are your options if I don't have one? Are you going to try to run to the store?
Saran wrap and a rubber band.
But how long have they been at the store? You know what I'm saying? Like how, so it's no.
Yes, it's saran wrap.
When you're going to like the corner store, that's a little bit different than going to like a Walmart or a Target or something like that. So I would rather you.
And you laughing at saran
or
wrap
just
and
don't
a rubber
do it.
band, KELZ, but I literally was putting together like a sex education course when I was at Eastern Star, and so I was asking kids. I would survey children and ask them, what are some things that you have heard about sex that you think is true? One of them was that you can make a condom. All you need is saran wrap and a rubber band. And I'm thinking to myself, your daughters are out here letting a dude with a rubber band around his penis put his thing in you. Another thing that they believed is that you could induce, or not induce abortion, but you could use it as a spermicide. If you shook up a Coke, like a Coke bottle, and squirt it up inside you, that's a spermicide. If you have sex in the pool, you can't
I
get
heard
pregnant
that.
because
I heard a kid
of,
say that.
right, because of the chlorine. But I had to ask that kid, but isn't it already inserted inside of you? So how does that work? And the puzzled look on their face where they're doing the math is like, oh my God.
Go back to this Coke thing, because
Yeah,
that
'cause,
was
like, I'm
just
confused.
retarded.
What
Like,
happened?
who said this? Like, where are they getting this stuff from?
Exactly.
If you
Child.
you
shake up a Coke
You need a
and
Coke
squirt the
bottom.
Coke up in the female's body, is what you're
Mhm.
saying.
That is the spermicide. That is the belief.
So Coca-Cola,
Mhm.
like the Coca-Cola that we drink.
I guess they feel like it could start a car engine.
If it can clean,
If it can clean a
acid
car
off a
engine,
car engine,
it could-
it definitely
Wow.
kills
Wow.
Back in the day, they would do a pine soil douche.
Pine salt. You put
The
in
pine salt.
cleaning products in your cootie cat. Now I've always known, don't even put soap up there. I've heard don't
Your
even put
grandma
soap
used to
up there,
believe
and
that
they
you could
saying put pine salt.
Your grandma used to believe that you could put Vaseline up there, and that was a way to stop sperm from getting through.
I mean, it make it lubricated, but that's about it.
You said lubricated.
You know what I'm saying? So we have all of these different things that kids
What?
are out here thinking and
Somebody give me a
believing.
fan.
Oh
And-
my gosh.
And it's because one, we don't have these conversations with our kids anymore. Everything is taboo. We're letting them go out there and just learn about this on their own. And this is such a like passionate subject for me. I'm sorry, because I hate this. Like, this is one of those things when people be like, are you raising your kids, or are they just growing up? If you are not teaching your children about how to date, how to receive rejection, and how to reject a person, if you are not teaching your kids about sexual health and their reproductive system, you suck as a parent.
But you know
I
what?
absolutely believe you
So my
suck
whole
as a
thing
parent.
is this right here, and we are firm believers of this in our home. We're raising our own children. I'm not leaving society to raise my kids.
Right.
So I'm not leaving TikTok to raise my kids. I'm not leaving other social media sites. I'm not leaving Google to raise my children. I'm here to raise my children, answer any question that they need. If I can't answer a question that they need, I'm going to the professional to answer the question, because that's my responsibility as their role model, as their leader. It's for me to lead them.
And always remember, fellas, your household is only as smart as the woman. Same thing with your community, and the same thing with your country. Your country is only as smart as the women. So if the women in your country have a 6th grade education, guess what? That's the highest that your kids is gonna have. And guess what? The United States has a national average of a 6th grade
Sunshine on demon
education
time.
out here.
Sunshine on demon time today.
Big time.
My friend said, "Let me go back to seeing patients. Please do.
Yeah,
please, friend, please go back to seeing patients. Okay?
Because the world is tripping.
Cause for real.
Because I don't have time. I'm still stuck on this Coca-Cola.
I am too. I don't even know what else to say. My live done went crazy. My thing done cut off on both of them. Talk about hate speech. I'm like, what? My live shut down.
Somebody said today's show is good. Like,
We out here.
we outside. KELZ talking about shooting stuff up.
I'm
with,
just saying.
stuff.
Look. The warmth.
I'm gonna have to post this on Instagram, not Facebook today, because my mama gonna go crazy.
We sorry, mama. We sorry, mama.
Don't act like you ain't get it. That's how she got here.
Girl,
Man.
mama got 4 of us, okay? So she definitely did it before. She got 4 of us.
Ah, Jesus.
Oh my
This is crazy.
I don't even know what else. Yeah, the
know
Coke
what
thing.
else.
We just gonna take a quick break because
Yeah,
that
we
Coke
gonna-
thing. We gonna that's our okay. Hold on. That's why, Sunshine, I don't date a woman who hasn't read more than 5 books in a year. Period.
Oh yeah, I'm
He want a smart one,
okay.
not the ones that's talking about you got to be a 8+ and then you ain't got to wear.
like a 8. What they got to do with something?
She's the one teaching people to put copes up their cootie cats,
Or the one that would believe it.
or the one that would believe it
Or the one
and
that
spread
would
it to
believe
other
it.
people.
Because one thing you can't do is put syrup on shit and call it pancakes. That sounds dumb, ma'am.
It's still feces.
Now she said feces. feces. It's still
Feces.
feces.
I let that Mississippi come out.
Big time. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. If you're just tuned in, we are talking about a couple decides they don't want to have kids. The husband wants the wife to get her tubes tied. The wife wants her husband to get a vasectomy. Who gets fixed? So we're gonna continue this conversation when we get back. You are on the Lick Show with Wine and Women Wednesdays with my girl Ashley and KELZ.
I'm here, y'all.
And Sunshine. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Lick Show.
Body image and positivity are major impacts in today's society. At Nurse to Beauty, we believe in bringing the beauty from within to the forefront. For those of you who are planning to have cosmetic surgery, Nurse to Beauty is ready and available for all of your postoperative needs. My name is Dontricia Dunham, and I am the registered nurse and owner. I have over 10 years of experience with emergency medicine that has aided me in giving quality medical care for cosmetic surgery clients. We specialize in a number of safe and effective options and solutions to help you achieve your ideal body image. Have a one-on-one virtual consultation via phone or private suite location. Have your lymphatic therapies and all other postoperative needs performed by a licensed medical professional. Mobile postoperative services are also available upon request. Not interested in cosmetic surgery at this time? No worries. We also provide an array of body modification services to fulfill all of your beauty enhancement requests. We understand how costly aftercare can be after a cosmetic surgery. Ask about our affordable payment plans today with instant approval and no hard credit check. Log on to www.nursetobeauty.com for more information. Call or text 404-849-0260. For education, client transformations, and reviews, follow all of our social medias at Nurse to Beauty. See you next time.
Da 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 da. You get on my damn nerves. My patience running thin. This ain't even anger. Bitch, you make me anxious. This is barely about us. You got problems in your mind, and you keep making big threats, and we don't see eye to eye. You spend half your life with dilated pupils. I don't think you're nice, and you treat me kinda cruel. All your moves is crazy, you compromise my safety. All your friends are shady, they tried to warn me vaguely. You patronize me daily, you never call me baby or treat me like a lady. And mainly, quite frankly, you get on my damn nerves. My patience wearing thin, and this ain't even anger. Bitch, you make me anxious. This is barely about us. You got problems in your mind, and you keep making big threats, and we don't see eye to eye at your big right page. You should have a grip on that reckless rage, and I should take a hint, cause my resting state shouldn't be delusional. I should contemplate how we got to this conclusion. Well, we used to have something so simple, so sweet. You had me blush and sweat me off of my feet. We used to hide the shit all down to a science. Now are we sharing this? Imagine if we stood our ground. I wish that we could work this out. Let's get it. You get on my damn nerves. My patience wearing thin, and this ain't even anger. Bitch, you make me anxious. This is bad about us. You got problems in your mind, and you keep making big threats, and we don't see eye to eye. Yeah, God, problems, and you get on my damn nerves.
Alright, so Slim, you still got the wave. song you play? What up, though? Ken and Misfit, what up, though? Yeah. Two eye, bitch. Two eye, bitch. Two eye, bitch. What? Two eye, bitch. Two eye, bitch. What?
I'm in the clouds when I'm with you. Girl, what's your name? I hope this don't offend you. Tastes like cocaine. I didn't think I'd get you. I get so high. Now I'm feeling for you, baby. Where's the lie?
Baby, no. Roses of wine, powder blue. This feels like love, like love.
Ribbons in the sky, they fall on you. This feels like love, like love.
Right on it, boy, I send you out of reach when I ride on it. What you lacing in my weed? Put my life on my life. Boy, you know just what to do. Baby, I can't wait to get to you.
It's a vibe in the function. Is that tribal or something? Where this shit was by dead, girl. Till I end up coming out rap like I signed a dungeon. Yeah, like big boy Dre now. Try to kinda look like Bay now. I'ma shoot my shot like Jay now. Shit, I shoot like right now. Home team girl like straight now. On God, let the Lord make a way now. If you scared, go to church like gay now. But ain't scared, I'm with a DJ now. She said I pass on my heart, we can blame now. But I like them blocks, okay now. Shit, I'll shade them. I said, girl, your love is so guitar. Now let me play on that. I play your favorite song, God Clash, let me stay on that. I knew it was a smash when I featured Sonya Blade on that. 4 years later, caught her up and hit replay on that. Girl, I had you spending all your funds. Hit you with this rock and you think that I'm cheating Peter Gunn. Say some shit like, nigga, did you smoke crack before you came over? You remind me of my G, but I just Range Rovers. Dog that pussy, I don't really care, I just want you to come around my way. I know I got a lot of mouth that'll make you scream, God, find your face, ain't he good? Yeah, think I like it better around my face. Get your top 8, I think I like it better around my space. Tano, anyway, white lines, black glove, opposites attracting here. I just brought the pack in here, and I brought this hard drive computer, don't get hacked in here. Two eye tribe on God, blade, we snapped in here. Willie and baby.
Roses of wine, powder blue. This feels like love, like love.
Ribbons in the sky, they fall on you. This feels like love, like love.
Right on it, boy, I send you out of reach when I ride on it. What you lacing in my weed? Put my life on my life. Boy, you know just what to do. Baby, I can't wait to get to you.
It's the
And we are back. Lick Show hits 92.3, and it is Wine and Women Wednesday with my girl Ashley.
Here, y'all.
And we are talking about vasectomies, tube ties, pregnancies, STDs, and dumbass women that just do anything without condoms. To sum all of that
That
up.
was a good nutshell.
That was a good nutshell, right? Here go Big Reg. Let's see. The man should go ahead and get the procedure done. I personally have been thinking about this for a few years now. My last several relationships all have wanted to have children with me. And you don't want children, I'm assuming. And some people still want kids after the kids are grown.
We got a 19-year-old, but we still are open to,
And that's my thing too.
We
So
gonna be crazy then. With me and my nanny's gonna be crazy. Okay?
And I was crazy too for having the thought. And then I'm still like right now, I'm in a space where I don't. I'm like, God, no, I don't want any kids. That could change.
You see Nelly and Ashanti, they are happy with their newborn. He got all them grown ass children.
Do they look happy? Because Ashanti
Can
looks
we talk about it?
She
miserable.
looks tired.
Can we
looks
talk about it?
upset.
She looks-
That's why you don't spin a block.
No, she looked. Now I'm not gonna spin a block, but she looks tired.
You would never spin a block.
That man
I
is
don't
on.
spin the block.
That man is on this TV
If I-
show talking
If I cut you
about
off, then I cut you off.
And it's for a reason.
looking jealous of the kid, talking about he don't change no diapers.
I haven't
like,
watched it. Don't
but
tell
you-
the whole season. I haven't
Okay,
watched
we're not
it.
gonna tell the whole season, but I'm just gonna.
I just
say
saw the
this.
first episode.
If it worked for them when it comes to changing the diaper or whatever, I can understand what he's saying. I know a lot of people who don't change. My sister just had a baby, and her husband just like her baby 2 weeks old, and her husband only just got comfortable with changing the diaper.
Yeah.
So
I know a
mean,
lot of men that don't
I know
do
a
the
lot
diaper
of men
thing.
who don't change the diaper. What I can say is it was the rebuttal for me. So no, I will not. I'm not changing the diaper. But when the baby get, walking age or whatever, then we're fine. He can go with me and he can go with the boys. Then it was also you can have as many nannies as you want. So I get a nanny. You get a daytime nanny. You get a nighttime nanny.
And neither
you get
one
a
of us got to
travel
do it.
nanny. Shit, you can get an in-house nanny. You can get it on vacation. Like whatever you need. You can get as many nannies as you want. Nanny me.
Nanny me, please. Nanny me. Now, one thing I saw on social media, and again, that might be the whole pick me KELZ portion of me.
KELZ, they think we pick me. So
I'm just gonna accept it. Okay, cool. This girl had a whole. Now, when I say just think of words, they was like this long of a post, and my junk be long too. She posted a part of the show, and I was like, do I want to read this? Because I don't want it to tell. But apparently, with Ashanti not wanting to leave New York, Nelly not wanting to leave St. Louis, he made the decision like, I'm not living in New York. So pretty much figured out. The girl was like, there's no compromise, never spin the block because a man is not going to let you be a woman and make decisions and blah, blah, blah. But in my mind, I'm like, but he's the head.
So can I just say this though? And when you watch it, after you watch it, call me.
Okay, cool. I'm going to watch it today.
When you watch
tomorrow.
Episodes, call me. And my reasoning for it is everyone's talking, and in my opinion, from the people who are writing the long, long paragraphs, they're going off of the clips.
Okay.
Not the show. You're going
Okay.
off the clips, and the reason that I'm saying that is because I watched the day it came out. I sat home and watched all the episodes because I love Ashanti. Or whatever.
Yeah.
And Nelly, a cool guy or whatever. So he said no to New York. And when he said, I wouldn't want to stay in St. Louis either. That's where the majority of the family is. Your family can move here. But his reasoning for no to New York was financial. Okay.
It's expensive.
It's expensive to live in New York. He said with the taxes that we would have to pay for a home in New York, we could have many other houses or a way bigger house in another area.
Okay.
So it was financial. So to me, as the head, yes, I'm a multi-millionaire. You know what I'm saying? But I would rather spend my money on something else versus us just paying taxes to live in a city. So that was that.
To something we won't own.
Yeah. So like that hit me. That hit a little different. So to me, that's the compromise. It's a financial aspect.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, get an apartment in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like go back. You can go back and visit. So, like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys can determine where you're going to stay at. But when you're married, you come together as one and you kind of discuss things. It was certain topics that no, I wouldn't have agreed with. But when it comes to a person's career, I can't tell you what to do with you when it comes to your career because I don't want you to tell me, you know what I'm saying, what walks of life. Like, give me your opinion. Mm-hmm. But it's still up to me when it comes to my career on what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And then when it came to the child, I mean, if my man came to me and told me he ain't changing no diapers, I don't give a damn, don't change no diaper. Like, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what you doing. Okay, you not changing no diaper. I'm not paying for no nanny and I got a goddamn nanny. Like, it is what it is. You not changing no diapers. I'm not going to work for 6 months. You gonna take care of all these bills. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
So, like, to me, that's the compromise. So it's like, if you don't feel comfortable with this or this is not what you want to do, then we come together and determine what we're able to do that's going to suffice the both of us.
That makes sense.
She looks tired. But as anybody who's had kids, you go through a tired stage. But not only are you tired from having a kid, but she's still working and back into a career. You know what I'm saying?
And
so, like,
she over 40.
And she's over 40.
Having a baby.
Because she's a
having
new
a
mom,
new-
not
a
even
new
not even
baby.
being 40.
No, I was gonna say
It's
having a
because it's
new
her first
baby,
child.
yeah.
She could have been 20 and being
But I'm- 'cause,
overprotective.
like,
So
I'm
that
just
had to
gonna
do
say
with
this.
age.
When I had my children when I was 20, I had the twins at 27,
Mm-hmm.
right? If I wasn't working in corporate America and had to go back to work, that would have been me.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a choice because if I didn't work, my kids didn't eat. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that was me. My children didn't go to people's houses. They still don't. And they're like, they don't go to they grandmother would come down from New York. She would take vacation from her then job to come down here whenever me and their dad wanted to go somewhere together. So if we wanted to go on a dinner date, she would have to fly into Atlanta to come.
That was my in-laws.
If I wanted to go, like my 30th birthday, I wanted a trip to California. She flew down, you know what I'm saying, to stay with them because I wasn't comfortable with leaving my children with just anybody.
Yep.
My kids didn't even go to daycare until they were like 2.
I was that overprotective parent. My son, it's so funny. We talk about this all the time. The difference of motherhood with me, with my son versus my daughter, because they always say that middle kid be treated worse than all. I did all the extra, the overprotecting and all that. By the time I had a second one, I already knew what to do. So half the stuff I did with him, I didn't do with her. Even up to graduation, it's almost like, what you gonna do with yourself? With my son, it was like, take your time, travel, pay your car. Like, it's so different. Yes. So I feel like with my son, when I ended up putting him in daycare, I was so overprotective, y'all, that I went and got a job at the daycare center just so I can be in the next room. I was literally that. And before I started working there, I used to drop him off because I used to deliver AJC newspapers.
Did you?
Yes, I did. At like 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
You don't even like to drive.
I don't. I did Uber for like 2 years too. I don't like driving regularly. If it's a man around, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah, me either.
So I used to put him in daycare, and he would be in daycare for like 2 hours. They had to call my ex-husband and be like, look, can you please ask your wife to leave him here for a little while? Because by the time he stops crying, here she comes picking him up. So he'll never get used to being here. I literally, like, whatever errands I need to run, I'll go do that and then come right back and get him. They was like, ma'am, this is never going to work. Just take him with you.
That's why I feel you should have, like, you can kind of look at it and see both sides. You know, like when it comes to, but I'm a firm believer of do what works for your household.
Yes, because some people have to put their kids in daycare.
And then it's another thing. It's new. He don't mind living his life in the limelight. This is new for her. Her personal life she doesn't put on Front Street like that. So with her not doing it, it's very. You're a new mom. You're newly married.
Yes,
you're back with the ex. You know that you had tension with. On top of being
and body changes
ex,
too.
Your body is changing. You have, every other day somebody want to ask you if you're pregnant again. So you got that going on. So we're getting a clip of what she's going through a day. We don't know what's wrong. She could have read online and somebody thinks she's pregnant again, and that's mentally draining for women. So it's like it's a number of things. That's why I say when you watch reality TV and you get a 2-second clip of what somebody recorded for 24 hours or something like that, like, you can't judge people off that.
And you gotta post a part of the show or a talking point to get attention.
Yes.
Or no one's going to pay attention.
Right.
So I had to learn that. So I mean, it is what it is.
Like they're posting the clickbait.
Yeah, it's clickbait. Y'all be okay.
Watch the show, you're like, okay, she don't have a problem. Like, I don't really feel like you have a problem with it because I would have a problem. You don't want to change diapers and you don't want to give me no help. Like,
then that's a problem.
It's a problem.
Then that's a problem.
Like,
but if you're offering the help, then what am I complaining about?
Talked about, like, we watched the first episode together. Because like it was like early morning, and then after I watched all the other episodes, we talked about it, especially with the clickbait going or whatever. And he was like, well, if he can get her some nannies, he was like, hell,
what's the problem? And it didn't say she had to move to St. Louis, because that's what I'm thinking. Just reading that post, that she has to move to St. Louis because they know
you have to move to St. Louis. He said we don't know they both said we don't know where we're gonna live at right now. So that's y'all
watch the show.
That's stressful for them.
Yeah, watch the
show. It's really good, and it's on Peacock. It's really good.
And the person that watched the entire, because I was like, did you watch the show yet? Because I always like to watch shows with people. And he was like, you can tell they have a good marriage because they were like forcing drama because they don't have any drama. Like that being like, changing diapers is y'all's biggest
your
thing going on.
and I'm like, come on, like really?
That lets you know they have a good marriage,
But
at least so
but
far.
the thing is marry your friend.
Marry,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
part.
Like marry your friend, somebody that you can get along with, because you got, again, you pick and choose your battles when it comes to marriage. I'm not arguing with you because you don't want to change no diaper. You gonna go bring this bacon home. Bring
Me and the baby
bacon
are
home.
good. And how many diapers is she having to change where that's actually an issue? If that is the biggest clickbait right now, is that he don't want to change diapers, how many diapers is this baby needing to be changed?
And then you like imagine and his world is changing too. Like now you're on tour or you're traveling and your bus is not the travel bus that you're used to. You get what I'm saying? Like the loud music, the you know, the smoking and all that. You have to come, you know, like conform to more family say. So everybody's compromising in a relationship. It's just a different it's a different compromise.
They in a different tax bracket. We don't know their little struggles.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Diesel Fuel TV. He said, I love y'all accents.
Oh God. So what are you trying to say?
Oh, thank you. I guess. He said, beautiful, good afternoon, ladies.
Thank you.
He said, I want to marry my friend too, but we too close of friends. Oh, I don't want to mess that up. That was always my issue of, if it doesn't work, would it ever go back to the friendship that it used to be?
So when I say marry my friend,
not your actual
not
best friend that you grew up with.
Yeah. So I mean more so like when I'm getting to know a man and we're, you know, like we're dating. The goal is for us to be friends before we get into a serious realm.
Yes.
Because I want to be able to talk about anything when it comes to my spouse. I don't want to have to be like, if I say this, it's gonna be a trigger. You know what I'm
that
saying?
part.
Like
I don't want to walk on eggshells.
Like I don't want to walk on the eggshell. So like I can talk to him about anything. Like I might send him a crazy meme. I sent him a meme about, you know, the other day pertaining to like kids and, you know, like finding a new kid if the baby mama don't, you know, act right. It's something that was kind of like hilarious.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I really want you to go find, you know, like produce new kids and not take care of your kids. So it's like you have to be with somebody who understands your level of funniness.
Yep. And be able,
and be able to talk about serious like topics and everything.
Big Red said, I've changed diapers and 2 a.m. feedings. That's me all day. If a woman has to carry our baby, the least I can do as a man is remove some of the burden, less stress off of her shoulders, especially if she's breastfeeding too.
Like that's fine, and that's fine too. You know, like to me, that's not bad. That's actually good. But his is just a different way. I'm gonna hire somebody to do that. Like I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna hire somebody to do it. You know what I'm saying?
If I ever had another kid, just like you saying, in my 40s, I'm 43, and I'm only gonna get older, and I'm not married, and I haven't had these conversations with someone of having another one. The only way, the major way I would have another kid is if a nanny is guaranteed.
So that's the thing. So again, we all know I went into this not wanting. We both went into this relationship not wanting, but when we got to the standpoint where we were both toying with the idea, we talked about what our pros and cons would be for both of us with like work. We talked about what the pros and cons would be when it comes to like personal life. And then we also talked about the non-negotiables when it came to it. On both of our lists, a non-negotiable was a nanny. The reason we both like to travel. My baby going with me. I want to travel with my baby. I need a nanny to come with me. So when we go to do certain things, you know, like
that part,
you know, because I don't
want to be slowed down.
My kids can travel with me. I don't care. I love for my kids to travel with me, you know, but they're older, so it's not conformed. So I would need a nanny for that aspect. And then also, you know, like when it comes to financial things, I had a hard pregnancy with the twins, so I couldn't work for a certain periods of time. So we don't know if that's something that's going to happen when I conceive again. And then also I'll be older. So he has to know that, hey, whatever financial obligations I have during that time frame, they're all on you. Got to be handled because I'm not able, you know what I'm saying? I'm not able to do that. So that's why that's why I tell people you have to have conversations when it comes to talking to your significant other. And not just general. It has to be like, this is what it is, and this is how life is.
Yep, because marriage is serious. Having a child is serious. All of that stuff is serious. So it sounds cute on the surface, but you got to get deep and ugly into these conversations.
And realistic.
Yeah. and realistic.
Like realistically, if I want to come do radio on Wednesdays. He's filming for his movie today. So who's gonna watch a baby? A nanny.
Can we please?
A
Nanny me. What'd you say? Nanny me. All right. So that concludes our episode of
Everything. Dealing with a relationship, vasectomy.
We talked about it all. This was literally an episode for the women, and I'm glad that the men, we had way more men tuned in with the questions and responses. And I'm hoping we get that every week. But I do want women to understand that a lot of these conversations and directions are to women, not necessarily to the men, because we have this unrealistic expectation. We have unrealistic hopes and dreams, and I want to bring us back down to earth. We got to be humbled a little bit, ladies. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned in. And we are out. We got look, we got a bunch of shows. Y'all just stay tuned.
You sound like me last week.
Yeah, I ain't feel like going through all that. If y'all tune in every week, y'all know who next. Bye.
Bye.
Decatur, Lithonia, Conyers, Covington, McDonough, and all surrounding areas. Something Special Bar and Lounge presents Music Bingo and Karaoke. That's right, you heard me. Music Bingo and Karaoke every Wednesday at Something Special Bar and Lounge. On the 1 and 2s, we got DJ P. Not to mention, we got the host with the most. KELZ, we got drink specials, plus the full kitchen, seafood dip, salmon bites, sweet heat wings, jerk chicken egg roll. From 5 to 7 is our happy hour. Mix and match, 2 items, looking for good vibes, delicious drinks, delicious food. Something Special Bar and Lounge, 1377 Old McDonough Highway, Conyers, Georgia. The best spot on the east side. Express lunch on the go. Not to mention now open for lunch from 11 to 3 Monday through Friday. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Something Special Bar and Lounge.